I'd always trusted my younger sister, Mia. She was the kind of person who smiled easily, helped everyone, and insisted that family comes first. When she and her husband Daniel fell on hard times, it felt natural to offer them a place to stay. My house had a spare guest room, and I thought it would be temporary, a few weeks at most. But weeks turned into months. And slowly, little things started going missing. First, it was small, a set of headphones, a few kitchen utensils, a bottle of expensive wine I had been saving. Then I noticed my utility bills spiking, drawers left slightly open, and locks on my cabinets looking like they'd been tampered with. I didn't want to accuse anyone without proof. That wasn't who I was. But the unease kept building. One night, after finding my office door ajar, a room I always kept locked, I finally decided to install security cameras. Nothing flashy, just discrete motion-activated cameras in the living room, kitchen, and hallway. For a week, nothing seemed out of place. Then one afternoon at work, my phone buzzed, motion detected in the kitchen. It was supposed to be empty. I opened the live feed. My stomach dropped. There was Daniel, my brother-in-law, rummaging through my kitchen cabinets with a small black bag. He wasn't just grabbing snacks. He was taking things and stuffing them into his bag. Jewelry from the dish where I left my watch. Bottles of rare liquor. Even my spare car keys. Then Mia walked in. For a moment, I thought she was going to stop him. Instead, she handed him a small stack of envelopes from my desk drawer. My envelopes. Rent payments from a tenant I had collected earlier in the week. I sat there in my office, staring at the feed, my heart pounding. The betrayal hit harder than the theft. My own sister in my home, stealing from me with her husband. I didn't act immediately. I needed to be smart. That night, I reviewed all the footage, saving the clearest clips to a private folder. It wasn't just one incident. It had been happening repeatedly. Jewelry, cash, electronics, even sentimental things that couldn't be replaced. The next morning, I prepared. I called a locksmith to change the locks on every door. I took the day off work, waiting until they both left to run errands. Then I packed their belongings neatly into boxes and left them by the front door. When they returned that afternoon, I was waiting in the living room with my laptop open. Mia's smile faded immediately. "What's going on?" she asked cautiously. I gestured to the screen. "You tell me." I hit play. The footage rolled. Daniel taking cash. Mia handed him my envelopes, both of them whispering and stuffing items into a bag. There was no denying it. Daniel's face went red. "This is what it looks like." I cut him off. "Don't insult me. It's exactly what it looks like." Mia's hand shook. "Please, just let's explain." Explain how my own sister stole from me, how you went through my private things, how you lied every single day under my roof. My voice cracked. I welcomed you into my home. I trusted you. Neither of them spoke. I stood up slowly. "Here's what's going to happen. You're both going to leave. Now, everything you took that's still in your possession, bring it back. If you don't, I'll be turning these recordings over to the police." Mia's eyes filled with tears. "Please don't do this." "It's not me doing this," I said quietly. "You did this." Daniel muttered something under his breath, but when he saw my expression, he went silent. They left within an hour, taking their boxes and a heavy silence with them. Later that evening, a small bag was left on my porch. Some of the stolen items returned. Not all, but enough to show they knew I was serious. I sat on my couch, the house finally quiet, and felt a mix of grief and relief. I hadn't just lost possessions. I'd lost trust. My sister and her husband had chosen greed over family, and I couldn't undo that. But I had drawn a line. Sometimes, the hardest part of betrayal isn't confronting it. It's realizing the people you thought would never hurt you already have. And sometimes, the only way to protect yourself is to stop hoping they'll change and start acting like they won't.